Welcome, 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 welcome to the first official episode of Ladies in Tech Author Chats. I am Kenyatta Powers Rucker. I am the founder and visionary of Ladies in Tech. So I just thank you all so much for being here. I so appreciate your attendance and be sure to share it out with your network if you will. So Ladies in Tech, otherwise known as LIT for Ladies in Tech, is a program that pretty much dedicated to empowering women in the tech industry, right? We do this through education, mentorship, and leadership development. We offer some resources such as networking events, conferences, book publications, and coaching to increase diversity and representation in tech and also in tech leadership. But we're also celebrating achievements through the Women in Tech for the Ladies in Tech Award ceremony. And we'll have a little bit more about that information coming soon. So a little about me, I have been in tech for almost 30 years. I started as a desktop support specialist to become the first Black woman to be the Chief Information Officer in the Maryland Department of Human Services. So growing throughout my career, of course, I could clearly see the need for women in tech to have a voice, right? To be able to see more of us, to be present, to see more of us in the field. So I began being a little bit more visible myself by speaking at conferences and mentoring, coaching other women in the industry, and doing this also by sharing my experiences and my technical leadership. But I was also feeling like it still wasn't enough. So that's when I started thinking about how to join women in tech together. How can we better to network and communicate and connect and be able to support one another? Because we needed that platform to give us the ability to be visible and opportunity to share our stories, our shared experiences, right? So it can help other people. The good, the bad, and the ugly of being in tech because somebody has gone through what we've gone through and that may can help other people. Right, so I started with brunches and Zoom calls and even had the Ladies in Tech Facebook group. But I was already also at that time, I was an author in a few other books that related to women, being a virtuous woman and being a leader. And I thought about it, why not have an anthology for women in tech? So that's when we started with 2022 about ladies in tech. So why not be have an anthology for us to share our stories and our experiences? So that's when Volume One started, sharing expertise for a successful career. So we talked about networking and mentoring and how to interview and how to negotiate a salary and things of that nature. So all things that women could take advantage of in the workplace. Then we went on to volume two, changing the face of technology. Changing the face. You know, when people think of technology, they don't think of a woman. They certainly don't think of a woman of color. So we wanted to showcase other women in the tech industry. And volume two focused on the author itself. But tonight's author chat is based on volume three, Ladies in Tech, volume three, the strength, the strategies, and lessons of women leaders. So we have 21 phenomenal women that said yes to share their experiences. So we have several doctors, people in the military, people that have been project management, program management, cybersecurity, all different areas of technology, including being entrepreneurs. So they have great things that they bring to the industry, and they're bringing those great things to Ladies in Tech Volume 3. So I am excited to share with you a few of those authors tonight, and we will be bringing them on board. We'll start with Miss Sabrina Lowery. Yes, Sabrina. Then we'll have Miss Maria Thorpe. Yes, Sharika Robinson and Nicole Waddell. Welcome, ladies. Welcome to the Ladies in Tech Author Chat. So this is like our first official author chat within Ladies in Tech. And so I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. So I just thank you all for being here. Thank you all for your yes. It is an exciting moment for Ladies in Tech that we are starting this off right. All right. So I do want to get started. Let that people hear who you are and knowing all the great, fabulous things that you have been doing within your industry. And we're going to get started with people I see that are coming on. Just going straight around the corner is Sabrina Lowery. So first one coming on board, Sabrina. So tell us, of course, a little bit about yourself. We will share your introduction, your current role in tech, right? Your current role, and what made you join Ladies in Tech, the anthology series. Now, I'll say, now, Sabrina, you hear a little bit what I know about Sabrina. Sabrina has been in volume 1, 2, and volume 3. So I'm so excited. Just her presence alone. I'm like, Sabrina, you have to come. So come on in, Sabrina, to volume 3. She has been a godsend in all 3 volumes. I'm so appreciative of her yes and her shining her light because her light is bright. And I appreciate your attendance. Go ahead, tell the people about yourself. I think she's muted.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Kenyatta. It is absolutely an honor to be a part of the Ladies in Tech anthology series. I am bringing everyone greetings from Atlanta, Georgia. My business is Sabrina Lowery Enterprises, LLC, where we take the stress out of tech. My nickname is the Tech Evangelist. And so, what that means for you is your very own personal geek squad. And I have professed to be a geek all of my life by way of University of Florida with my undergrad training from the University of Florida and bringing myself here to the tech hub of the South. And in my journey, I started as a computer programmer, developer, and did all the levels, help desk support, technical writing, all the way to becoming my own brand. Started my own consulting firm, and now I travel all around the country giving keynote speeches. I teach technology for Google and Microsoft and other technology companies as an affiliate. So it is so many offerings that I can bring to the table, but software strategy is my specialty. Thank you so much, and I hope everyone will connect with me.
All right. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Miss Sabrina, the tech evangelist, as she calls herself. So, yes, we are so glad and happy to have you aboard. Next, we're going to have Miss Maria Thorpe. Maria has also been in volume 1. I think she's in volume 1 now and volume 3. Thank you,
Yes, yes, absolutely.
technologies together. So, certainly appreciative of your participation as well.
Yes. So thank you so much, Kenyatta. How do I follow Miss Lowery? Well, we are in different areas. I am STEM. I am a degreed electrical engineer, and I work for the federal government. But my big thing is that I'm not only an engineer, I am a wife, the mother of 2. I've authored, this will be my 7th collaboration. I'm a mentor, a speaker, a real estate developer, and the co-owner of Waldorf Chess Club. Why all of that? Because STEM lets you be a well-rounded person. And so that's what I bring to the table is my ability to engage, not just in one technology area, but many. As the lead or the director of the Human System Engineering Department, the human is a system into itself. So the team that I have consists of multiple career fields from all engineering sets, doctors, neurologists, physiologists, all kinds of technologies and technicians, just to name a few. And so, but what I'm most proud of is my STEM outreach in the community and the way that I give back to our youth by number one, sharing with them my journey into the STEM career field. how they too can make it in this still predominantly, you know, still not having as many of us women in it as we can. One way I do that is by mentoring young girls. And I teach them, 4 pillars of success. And I think those 4 pillars are really what helps me be successful. And that is to know yourself. That's really critical because this is a tough field and people are always trying to tell you who you are and who you are not. So know yourself. I teach them to dream big. We all got big dreams. So why not start young and move into what you really want? The third thing is learning how to overcome obstacles because this is not easy. You got to be able to pivot either left, right, go back, go forward. But overcoming obstacles is really key. And lastly, take action. Nothing gets done without you first doing. So take action. And so I'll just leave that with you. Just realize that you too can be in STEM. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Giving back to the community. Thank you for those tips. Thank you that we all can actually learn from. So we definitely thank you for that. I know Miss STEMologist within the chess club. She's probably the first woman I have seen that is not just it knows and teaches chess, but is co-owner of a chess program. So we definitely thank you, Maria. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We will next have Miss Sharika Robinson. Now, I remember Sharika, and I didn't realize this probably until one of our last interviews, was that one of my first outings for Ladies in Tech was a brunch that we had in like 2020, 21, or might even been 19, might even been before COVID. And Sharika was there at the first Ladies in Tech brunch. So, and welcome, welcome, welcome. I thank you for your yes in volume 3, and I definitely appreciate you being here.
Thank you. I think it was before COVID.
Before COVID, I didn't
Yes, I
even
think it was
realize it was
before
going
COVID.
on that long.
Yes. But yes, thank you, Kenyatta. I'm happy to be here. My name is Sharika Robinson, of course, and I currently work for the Department of Defense, and I've been in the industry for a little over 20, coming up on 25 years. And I started just like you at the help desk. At the help desk and then desktop support and then moved on to systems administration and yeah I got my undergraduate degree at the University of Maryland University College, and now I'm pursuing my master's at the Morgan State University, I should say that, in advanced computing. And I too am a mother. Both of my kids are in STEM fields. They're studying STEM. One is studying computer science, the other one is studying biology pre-med. I'm excited to be here. I love all things STEM. I love all things STEM because it has been good to me, and I know that it's hard, but I go to work every day and I want to see people that look like me, and
Mm.
that's the reason why I love STEM, and I love giving back to the community. I often go and sit on STEM panels with the high school students to give them my feedback about what I think about their projects, especially to girls. I mentor with Cyber Patriot. It's a cyber competition that the Air Force sponsors. I've been doing that for like 7 years. I do merit badge counseling for Boy Scouts, and I do a little bit of stuff with SWE, reviewing scholarship applications for girls that are applying for scholarships that SWE offer. And I love STEM so much that my license plate is STEM lover. That's how much I love it. So I'm excited to be here. Thank you for providing this opportunity for us, and I just want to continue to share my story to hopefully inspire somebody so that I can look to my left and look to my right and see a girl that looks like me when I go to work.
Awesome. Yes, yes. Oh my goodness. I see you are out there too. She's another STEMologist. So,
Yes.
and I did not realize you had it on your tags. Good for you. So that's when you call me folk that are dedicated to supporting the industry, dedicated to supporting, helping others, including ourselves. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Miss Nicole Waddell, last but certainly not least. Now, I didn't realize, now, Nicole, we have been following each other for a minute, but I did not realize it's been so long that we used to work together.
Yes, I was actually, you were my client. Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Kenyatta, for having me here and allowing me to participate in the Ladies in Tech. I am Nicole Waddell. I can't believe I'm saying this because I'm only 35, but I've been doing tech for 30 years. I actually have a degree in industrial engineering and a master's in computer systems management. And I've done every gamut of the software development life cycle, everything from requirements to system analysis to the change management. Have not done coding in many, many years, but testing, the whole thing. And most recently, over the last probably 10, 15 years, more over program management. So being responsible for a lot of IT modernization projects at the federal government level. So for the last 12 years, I've actually been a principal systems engineer for a major corporation. And I am so excited to be able to announce on this call that recently I made a change and went back to my entrepreneurship roots. So I am founder and CEO of Virtual Link LLC. We're IT management consulting company. Yes. Woohoo. We help organizations become best in class by, transforming their internal operations with efficiencies and helping them to establish enterprise excellence. So basically, that's helping them align whatever their IT initiatives are, along with their business. Oh, did you all lose me? Sorry. Be able to align whatever their IT goals are, along with their strategic objectives and goals. And so really bridging the gap between IT. A lot of times people want to, put something to, try to put a tool or something or some system to a solution, but it's really about how does it meet the strategic objectives of the company. I'm also a author. I have a book called Get Back Up and Do It Again and a journal called The Relentless Journey with God. I have been, as people said before, I'm really into STEM as well, and really trying to help young people get excited about STEM. I have been able to, I'm going off camera just for a second here. I've been able to, work with the UMBC, University of Maryland, Baltimore County Women Center for Women in Technology. I've also supported young people in what we call the Cyber Futures Program. And so I really enjoy, working with young people. And so I'm excited to have this conversation tonight.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the fact each and every one of you are actually doing things in the community to help our other sisters in that STEM and tech field. I just love that absolutely so much. And so we are lifting as we climb, and which is one of the models of Ladies in Tech in general, right? As one of the reasons of doing this is so that we can be visible, so that we can encourage others. And so this Ladies in Tech is just a piece of what a lot of you are already doing, right? This is just an avenue into what you're already doing in supporting the community and supporting different organizations. So kudos to each and every one of you. Now, I want to, as we think about those things that we were just sharing, of all the different things we're doing in the community, and now Ladies in Tech comes up to actually share. Now, I know that some of you are already authors, have already been an author, and even for some of the other authors, I know it sometimes is their first time being an author. So I wanted to hear a little bit about what made you say yes, even if especially if you're already an author, to Ladies in Tech, and wanting to, especially, and also those that may be in different volumes, right? What made you say yes to being a part of the Ladies in Tech series? I'm gonna start with Maria.
Thank you, Kenyatta. Well, for me, when I heard you the very first time and you were announcing Ladies in Tech, I thought, how awesome. And, the topics, the subject, the color of the book, that's my favorite color. But all of those things, it really just excited me. And I wanted to be able to tell my story because, as many of us have said, it's still not many of us in the room. I mean, for
Mm,
me to be where I am still the only and the first African American female to lead an engineering department in my organization.
mm.
So I'm bringing up as many as I can. But the book really inspired me to want to tell my story for the reason that I spoke up is bringing more women into STEM.
Awesome. Thank you. Sharika, you're
Yeah,
muted.
me.
Oh,
Um,
go ahead.
can
Go
you hear
ahead.
me?
Uh-huh.
Oh, it was a no-brainer for me. I wanted to be a part of volume 2, but the timing wasn't good for me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I attended the book launch that you had, and I
Mm.
said, you know what? When Kenyatta, when you announced that you were gonna send out an author call, I said I'm not gonna miss this opportunity to share my story. And yeah, I said I have to do it. It's a must. That's the only
Um,
way we're gonna get more people involved. Is for them to hear our story,
absolutely.
to
Absolutely.
let them know they're no different than we are.
Mm-hmm. And if
Hmm.
we can do it, they can do it too.
Absolutely.
And and I've had a few authors actually tell me previously that they didn't think that they were good enough or was in tech long enough or had anything major to share to actually be in the book. And this has actually happened in volume, specifically more in volume 2, of saying, yeah, I kind of want to do it, but I'm not sure if I should, type of thing, or what do people want to hear, or what I have to say. And I'm like, if you are a woman in tech, we need, it doesn't even matter how long. We need to hear from you because every story matters. Not everyone has the same path of how we got into tech. And so
Yep.
hearing all the different paths, hearing all the different strategies, hearing the good things and the bad things can help the next person, can help the person that might be going through what you have already gone through and can help someone else. So yes, thank you for that. Thank you for that. I'm going to go next with Sabrina Lowery.
Thank you so much, Kenyatta. For me, writing is a part of my life. I've always been an avid reader and a writer. When I was growing up, my family declared upon me that I would be in law somehow as an attorney. So reading and writing go together very well.
Mhm.
Well, when you combine that skill with technology, that's a superpower. And
Mm,
I am really, really, really passionate about that. I am big on literacy. I have written books specifically for children that struggle with invisible disabilities, specifically autism, ADHD, and
mm,
dyslexia, by teaching them how to use assistive technology. And so, those types of things, if I can put those books in someone's hand, a student, an 88-year-old, someone in Dubai, someone in
mm,
Ghana, someone in Canada, I feel that it makes a difference. So then you take that technical writing and then you turn it into something like this, a podcast, a live stream, a video. Do you know that people are watching us right now, allowing generative AI closed captions to translate what we're saying in
mm,
English into their native language, and that's how they might be learning English. So when I would go to the nail shop and share my videos with my nail techs and let those people still learn from me, when I would stop doing the videos, they would say, my family would learn how to speak English because of you.
mm,
And not
Mm.
only the speaking English part, but I'm always dropping a tech tip. So if that's my way of getting all through the universe to the masses, I gotta be in the books and
mm.
saying yes to KPR, the phenomenal Kenyatta Powers Rucker. That's an absolute yes, anytime, all day.
I just love her. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you think about the different books and different hands that it actually gets into. and the different people around the world that is actually listening to it and can hear it, that is great. It makes you think a whole nother aspect on this, right? It's not just people here in our area, it is people all over the world. So yeah, that is great. This is actually my Ladies in Tech Volume 3 is my 10th anthology, my 10th collaboration. And so, it's on God has laid it on my spirit now, honey. You need to focus on your solo and not so many of these anthologies. So that is next on my list to do. But I just had to let Volume 3. I actually started not to do Volume 3 when I was in Volume 2. I said I'm not doing Volume 3. I didn't have it in my heart until um, I was actually interviewing in Volume 2, and I had so many people say, I want to be in it. I want to be in it. I want to be in it. And they're, okay, God, I hear you. Here's Volume 3. And I'm so glad I did, because I've heard confirmation after confirmation of how much it has been a blessing to some. So I am thankful that we did move forward with Volume 3. Nicole.
Yes. So, I think I resonate with a lot what the other ladies said. For me, when I remember when I first came out of school, I didn't see me, and coming into corporate America, I really didn't know. One thing that was great, I remember, I don't know how many of you were part of the National Society of Black Engineers, but at the time, it was the largest student-run organization in the world. And I tell you, if it wasn't for that organization, I don't know how I would have even gotten through school, because I used to go to the conferences and it would inspire me, because I would see people that looked like me and who had actually succeeded in graduating from school and getting their jobs. And that was an inspiration. And so for me, being a part of the book, I feel like this is an opportunity to kind of share my experiences and to hopefully encourage someone who is either one, interested in the field, or two, is in the field and maybe they're like wondering, should I even continue with this, or what are my other options? And, one thing I can say about my career is that I've had an opportunity to really work in a lot of different types of organizations and work in different types of roles. And so I think sometimes when people hear about technology, they sorry, Sabrina, they do think about just the geek part of it, but it's a vast, it's a lot to it. You can actually tie in business and you can tie in other areas to really take technology to another level. So I think that's the main thing, is being able to have a voice to share, to inspire, and encourage others in their career in technology.
Great. Yes, indeed. That is wonderful. I think as we move forward in this, and I think this is doing just that. It is doing just that, encouraging others. So definitely want to have us to continue to push and get others even looking at these volumes so that they can learn too. All right, so we're going to move this along a little bit. Let's talk about your chapters. So, Ladies in Tech Volume 3, we have asked for, there are a focus on leadership, and there are several different leadership traits in which we've asked each author to pick a trait that really related to you and your story and your journey in the tech field. So everyone has a specific trait that they've selected. So I'd like to hear your trait, what made you select it, and give us a little something about how you related that with your chapter, with your journey, with your chapter. I'm going to start with Sharika.
Oh, you unmuted me. Okay. My trait is passion, and I chose it because, of course, I'm passionate about STEM. In my chapter, I'm not going to tell too much about it because they got to buy the book so they can read it.
Buy the book.
Give you a little snippet about it. It's about passion, and I wrote about passion because I was introduced to computers age 9, 10. My dad brought home a computer. Don't know where he got the money from to this day. My grandmother doesn't know either, but he brought home a computer, and it was just something that I was fascinated by. I wanted to know more about it. I started by of course, playing a game, because that's the first thing that, we want to do, that I wanted to do as a child, was was play the game that was on there. And it was, if anybody know about Windows 3.1, it was Rodent's Revenge. That's the game that I used to play. And I used to type up my little word, my I think back then it was it Word? It was whatever the it was Microsoft Works. That's what it was.
Works. Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
Works. I used to type up my little documents on Works, put my little floppy disk in, and then when we would go to my grandma's house, put my floppy disk in her computer and show her everything that I typed up. And I loved it. And when I got to high school, I knew that I wanted to work with computers after I got out of high school, but I didn't know in what capacity or how I was going to get there. So, of course, I joined the military, and the rest is history. It was just something that I was passionate about, and I fed it, and it has been very rewarding for me. And that's realistically what my chapter is about the passion that I had for computers, that I still have for computers, and that I will take to the grave with me.
To the grave.
Yeah. So much of it is, that I started an organization to hopefully spark, the passion in a little girl that is 9 or 10 years old, just like I once used to be, so that she too can pursue STEM the way that I did.
Awesome.
Yes.
And really think about passion is one of those big key things for me as well, about doing something or being in your career field that you're passionate about. Why would we not want to be in a field that we don't love, right? We get up and go to work and just being miserable, just being straight miserable, following a career path that you're following the money as opposed to following the passion. And then you're sitting there, you're probably at this high level, making big money and miserable. So it's just a matter of following that passion as opposed to following other things. And it could be not just the money thing, but passion. I love it. I love it. I love it. I think that is key to happiness in the workplace, being passionate about what you do. All right. So we're now going to go with Nicole. What is your trait? What made you choose it? Give us a little bit of tidbit about the chapter.
Okay, so mine is about decision making.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons I really wanted to choose this particular topic is because, when I think about just life in general, not just only in technology, it's just so many things that happen along our path in life where we have to make certain decisions. And if you want to take it from a technology perspective, things are always evolving, right? And I know along my career has been times like, even now, if you think about, you hear about cloud technology, then you hear about AI, then you hear about cyber. And so sometimes you have to say, okay, wait a minute. I have to make a decision. Which path am I going to take, right? Am I going to be a jack of all trades, or I'm going to be a generalist, or I'm going to be, a specialist in something? So that may be one type of decision. But one of the things a couple of things I talked about in the book was just when I had to come to different points in my career, how I had to pivot. And how could I go? What did I use to go about making those decisions? And sometimes how your personal life may impact your professional life, right? And so what are some tidbits? So I actually have a decision path that I came up with, and you will have to read the book for that, where some practical tips on how to make decisions. And I think one of the things I really want to convey to people is that, I believe life is about seasons. And sometimes we can get frustrated with ourselves because, maybe we did make a certain decision and it didn't work out the way we thought it should. And so sometimes we'll beat ourselves up and think, oh, well, that's the end. And it's not the end. It just means that you just have to go a different way, right? And so when I think about certain times where I might have said, I thought I gave up an opportunity to pursue a different opportunity. And I don't know how many of you I remember, like, I'll be on a project or something and I'm like, oh my goodness, that's why I was doing this, 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and not understanding how the dots were going to get connected, And so, how do we do that? How do we make those decisions? How do you, in the beginning of your career, when I decided, okay, I'm going to go ahead and get my master's, I had a mentor. I had just come out of school and he said, listen, I want you to go ahead and get your master's right now because GE will pay for it. I don't want you to get comfortable. You're going to get, you're going to get used to being out here. And I remember I was so frustrated. I was like, I just got out of here. This thing took 5 years. I don't want to sit here and go to school again. But it was probably the best decision I made, because if I had waited, I would have waited and I would have waited and I would have waited. And then to his point, I was able to get it for free. So things like that, just talking about decisions like that. And then, when it comes to, should you take a certain position or relocate? I had a decision about that. I remember I was going to relocate to Kentucky, and I didn't mention I'm in Maryland, the DMV area, and I was going to relocate to Kentucky for an opportunity, to advance in my job. And when I didn't take it, because something else came up, I really beat myself up for a long, long time. So one thing I just want to say too, don't ever live with like woulda, shoulda, couldas. Don't focus so much in the past that you miss out on the gift of the present and moving forward. So, that's the kind of thing, just highlighting a few pointers of, different times that I had to pivot and make decisions, and then how you can just go about, making your decisions a little clearer. And one thing I do point out is that for me, I'm a woman of faith. So God is always a part of my decision making. So sometimes, like even now with me making this decision to come back out and become an entrepreneur, a lot of people are like, wait a minute, where did this come from? They're like, I didn't know you were doing this. Well, no, you didn't, because I was being quiet. I wasn't told. I was told to be quiet, So sometimes, you have to make that decision. Do you talk about it? And, or who are your counselors, who are your mentors that you can actually, confide in when you're making those decisions. So, yeah, that's what I really wanted to. My heart was there for that, because I just see, especially now, there's always transition. And sometimes people feel overwhelmed by transitions. And so I'm hoping that as they read this chapter, they can see that transitions can be a good thing.
Absolutely. Transitions. Woo, because we're in the midst of a transition right now. My God. And being able to make that pivot into things. Yeah, that's actually a great one to even think about as we're thinking about that passion and thinking about different things and how we need to move forward. How do we need to pivot? When do we pivot? How are we making those decisions? So that's actually a great topic. Thank you. Now we're going to go with Maria.
Hello. So, these ladies have been talking about things that I am so, passionate and making decisions as a leader. I mean, we have to do those things. I couldn't come in every day if I didn't have passion for the work I did. I tell young folks when I talk to them, I have not been bored one day on my job. I'm not saying it's perfect. Sometimes it's, you got to have courage, which is the name of my chapter. Having courage, and you got to have grit. So I put those two together, courage and grit, to move yourself forward, because being in this career field is you're traveling into the unknown sometimes. The answers are not always there. It might not be in a book. Your mentor might not be able to tell it to you. Your friends don't often know about what you even do. So having the courage to step into a scenario or a situation where you may be the first, the only, the all, the be all, the end all, whatever that is, have that courage to do it. And it's not only courage, but it's having belief in yourself and your ability to do what may be put in front of you. So in my career, during my time, I would say I've had to have courage in all that I did. Being the first one in my family to go to college, being the first to, hold the job I'm having now, being the first, I could say that over and over again, but I'm not saying it because I'm the first. I'm saying it because I had the courage to step into the opportunity. I tell my young folks and people I mentor, be prepared for the opportunity, because you don't know when it's going to come, but you want to be prepared, because if that is an opportunity you want to do, have the courage and the know-how and the belief in yourself to take that step and move out on faith.
Amen. Amen. Step out on faith and courage. You need a little faith to have a little courage. Okay. All right. Sabrina, tell us a little bit about your chapter.
Well, I seem to be a Jack and a Jill and of many sides and coins, and I tend to relate to collaboration. So that means I like teamwork. That means I can't do it by myself. And I grew up an only child, so that automatically put me in the role of leadership. But I didn't always want to be a commander. I can even remember when I first started my first business, I never wanted to be called a boss because I felt like it had that negative connotation. And I'm going to date myself, but do y'all remember that character, Boss Hog, on the Dukes of Hazzard? So
Yeah.
I'm really, really, really taking the word boss and putting the wrong stereotype. But when you think about where my career started, which is here in the South, in the state of Georgia, which is all the way red, it was not a comfortable place for me being in the technology industry. My superiors never looked like me, never talked like me, being a Jersey girl, and quite frankly would ridicule me and call me a Yankee and say I spoke so proper and I couldn't be this Jersey girl so smart in a technology career. But I had to show them, but I couldn't show them by myself. So doing teamwork was the way to prove it. If you all remember Y2K, when we were just scurrying around thinking that the world was going to shut down at the strike of midnight on that Y2K moment, I had to prove my worth by teleworking, y'all, way back then, 24 years ago. So that looks something like, well, if I'm having to collaborate with my teammates who are in the office, they physically move me out of the building. What is true teamwork and collaboration feel like? So I had to define that. I had to experience that for the good, for the bad, and the indifferent. You have to pick up the slack where there's shortfall. Sometimes you do have to be that commander in chief, but through it all, there must be an MOU. And that acronym is defined in my chapter, but you're going to have to read it to learn more. So I want you all to know these things are taken very seriously in collaboration. I want to do things with people for people, but I also want reciprocity. So it can't be this seesaw where it's always me, me, me up here. I might want to put my feet on the ground sometimes. So, through the nature of teamwork, through the nature of collaboration, as a business owner, that's what I stand on. Every day, I've got to hire and fire. So that is the definition of true leadership. It is by collaboration, Kenyatta. And I want everyone under the sound of my voice to purchase the book, read all of our chapters, but then focus on those tips that I'm going to provide for you in my chapter as we talk about collaboration as a catalyst in leadership.
Yes, collaboration, because that's essentially what this is, right? We are collaborating and amongst one another, amongst each other, the entrepreneurs of the world, the STEM leaders of the world, the young folk of the world, collaborating with everyone. So collaboration, that's good. I'm looking forward to, I try to, as I'm going through some of these chapters, I kind of skim it. I didn't want to read it all until it is fully all into this book. And so I am excited to have this full read of everyone's chapter of the book. So I'm excited about that as well. All right, so we're speaking of buying the book. And let's talk a sec about what's coming up next for Ladies in Tech. Well, within another week or so, we will have pre-sales. Each author will have the ability to pre-sale the book, and the books will physically be available the second or third week in March. But we're doing this pre-sale campaign so we can know of the amount of books that we're going to need to truly buy by the third week in March. So each author will have the ability to be able to pre-sell the book, and they will be given their contact information. So within the next week or so, be on the lookout for a Ladies in Tech author, in which you will be able to buy the book from them to receive the second or third week in March. But that's not it. We also have the bestsellers campaign, right? Where Ladies in Tech Volume 3 will be a #1 bestseller, in which we will need your support for that as well. That is currently scheduled for March 4th, but definitely more information to come. Well, we will need your support to get the e-copy of Ladies in Tech Volume 3 and be able to share it out. So share it with your family members, your network, your family, friends, co-workers in e-copy of Ladies in Tech Volume 3. More information to come on that as well. But we're still not done yet. Ladies in Tech Volume 3 is also having an in-person book launch. An in-person book launch on March 29th, on Saturday, March 29th in Towson, Maryland. Tickets are now on sale. You can reach them at kenyatapowersrucker.com. Tickets are on sale. We will have live entertainment. Well, of course, we'll have some lovely food as well. And you will hear from each of the speakers, and still hearing a little bit about their chapter. We have some phenomenal solo speakers. We will have a Ladies in Tech panel that's sharing some information more on about being a leader in the tech field. We will have some tips and some guidance along the way of being a lady in tech. So be on the lookout. We have actually, because the tickets are currently on sale, kenyatapowersrucker.com, in which you could get your tickets, and we will be providing that link as well. So, but I forgot, we don't want to forget that the book launch also consists of the Ladies in Tech award ceremony. I've heard from many ladies in the tech industry that they never get recognized for some of the work that they do. And that one young lady said that her job never recognized her until she got an award from someone else. So I said, okay, let's be on the search of all these phenomenal ladies in the tech industry that's doing a magnificent job. So we've had numbers and numbers of people that have been nominated for a Ladies in Tech award. And right now we're going through the criteria of selecting the finalists. And the finalists, there have been several different finalists, but the award will be given at the book launch on March 29th. So we have wonderful people that have nominated, some amazing ladies in the tech industry, and we're going through the finalist program process of where you will be voting for that lady in tech to receive that award for that particular category, and they will be awarded on March 29th. So we look forward to seeing you. We look forward to hearing from you. Be sure to contact one of the authors about buying the book. Be on the lookout for the bestsellers campaign and get your tickets for the Ladies in Tech book launch and award ceremony on March 29th. All right, ladies, so we're going to go around again, and I want you to be able to share two things. One is, what final tip would you like? I know, so one thing about volumes, all of the volumes, Ladies in Tech volumes 1, 2, and 3, is that I always want to give guidance. I always want to give tips. I want the readers to leave with takeaways of different things that they can do within the different chapters that's relating to the leadership traits. So, ladies, identify a piece of advice to the audience. One, it may or may not even be in your chapter. We give advice, but there's so much advice that we could give. So it may or may not be in your chapter. But let's leave a piece of advice for the audience, and you can also share at that moment your contact information and how can the peoples get in touch with you? How can they buy the book from you? We're going to start with Sabrina.
Thank Thank you so much, everyone. I am so excited again just for this opportunity to share a little bit of my story and share my contributing authors and everybody getting to know us just this much. But here's my takeaway. Let's be intentional about this thing. When people write books, it is not for shelf life, it
Mm.
is for a purpose. And our purpose is for education and maybe a little entertainment somewhere. So let's just combine the two and call it edutainment. So if I can edutain you, but school you at the same time on different technology, philosophy, strategies, and get you from point A to point Z through collaboration, whether it is in person or virtually, let me be your go to. Sabrina Lowery Enterprises.com. Remember, collaboration is always queen.
I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, Ms. Nicole, give us a little bit of advice and tell the people how to contact you.
Well, I would say one piece of advice I would like to say is that optimize, take advantage of every opportunity that comes your way. One decision does not define the rest of your life. So just, don't be afraid to just say yes. And if it doesn't work out, hey, there's another, when one door shuts, there's another door that will open. So I just say, take advantage of all the opportunities that come your way. I can be reached at Best Life on Purpose Now. That's where the book will be. Best Life on Purpose Now. And I look forward to hearing the feedback. We look forward to seeing you all March the 29th at the Ladies in Tech book launch and the award ceremony. Thank you.
Awesome. Best Life on Purpose Now. I love that title. I love it. Miss Maria, what kind of advice you want to give to people and tell us how to contact you?
Well, you know what? These ladies, I think together we have provided some awesome knowledge for our audience. But one thing, people forget is that we're all human. We're all people. So I believe people are our greatest assets. So let's treat them like that. Be prepared for the opportunity. And in the book chapter, I will give you some tips on how to build up your courage and how to develop your grit. So you can contact me at mariavthorpe.com, which is where the book will be on sale. And if you want to play or learn how to play chess, come to waldorfchessclub.org. Thank you.
Can you all hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, because I can't see anyone, so I don't know if it was me or not. So actually, we're going to go with Sharika, who's next.
Okay, I'm off mute. So I'm going to stick to passion. Words of advice. Let's see. Pursue it regularly and nurture it. Those are my words of advice when it comes to passion. And to reach out to me or to connect with me, you can get to me at www.rikarob.me. My website is it's currently under construction and it probably will be live tonight. And my email is srobinson@shelovestem.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so did I get everyone? Again, my screen is going a little blank here, so I'm operating blindly, but we have, all right, so we're good. All right, so this is a reminder again. I want to share a little bit. My piece of advice is, especially as it relates to being a leader, is to put people first, to put your team first, and to think about how they can grow, how you can help them, their career development, having empathy, having a vision. There's different things of which we as leaders can help within our teams. And I found so many ways of that the teams feel so slighted in different areas. So that's really my chapter is also about putting people first, and how teens feel slighted and not growing and not feeling like they're being heard and not feeling valued. And how can we better manage that? How can we better manage that? Putting your people first and wanting more for your teens. So anyway, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you all so much. Thank you. And I cannot forget Elite Creations, who has been our producer for the night. Thank you so much. Owned by Ms. Nadia Mansana. Nadia has been my graphics designer in the majority of my graphics. She is the graphic designer on every book cover for volume 1, 2, and 3. Thank you so much, Nadia. Thank you so much, Elite Creations. Thank you so much, Ladies in Tech authors. We will be back. Again, we have 21 authors. Today, you just heard from 4. We have several more to go and to hear some more phenomenal stories from some amazing ladies in tech. So thank you all so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Have an amazing night.